We have so many stories.
Steps away from the train depot is another historic gem, the Strater Hotel. We'll check in when today's Wild West continues.
That is not a prop. That is a real gun.
A single-action revolver in a display case at the Strater Hotel in downtown Durango, Colorado. It's the kind of thing that grabs your attention.
It had live ammunition in it.
So imagine finding one in your bed.
Back in the 90s, a couple actually found this Colt revolver in their bed. She goes, look, honey, there's props that you can play with.
That's just one story of many from the rich history of the Strater dating back to 1887.
She's lucky she only put a hole in the wall.
Happily, no injuries. Today, you won't find any guns, but you will feel like you're walking into the finest hotel of the Wild West with the comfort of the 21st century when you check into this meticulously restored treasure.
All of our rooms are furnished with the same style of antique furniture.
Listed on the National Register of Historic Places, a stay here is like spending the night in a museum.
We are technically considered a museum, so if you want to follow me.
Jared Judge is our guide and storyteller as we tour this one-of-a-kind gem.
So you'll see things like this around the hotel, these knots that just come right out, and there's hidden pockets in here.
Where bootleggers once arranged secret deliveries of illegal booze in the lobby.
But it's just a false panel. If you push on it, it'll pop right open and you could hide bottles in there. But yeah, it's just got little cubby holes. And we don't know what all of them were for, and we probably don't even know where all of them are.
Other fascinating bits of history are tucked into the hotel walls.
Throughout the hotel, we actually have a lot of really neat shadow boxes. 100 years ago, if you wanted to go out to a dance together or a ball and you needed a new dress from New York or Paris, this is what they would send you in the mail. So that way you could actually see what you were going to buy, and you would have a chance to actually feel the material before you purchased it.
Once known for its rough and tumble clientele of cowboys and miners, the Strater today looks and feels fresh and brand new, while perfectly preserving its historic charm, thanks to 3 generations of the Barker family.
I'll tell you, it's been a dynamically changing story. Back in the 20s, the economy here was all about cowboys coming in and miners and people like that. In the older pictures, if you look at them, you can see the dirt on the floor.
You could write a book about the Strater, like this one, full of fascinating details about the jewel of the Rockies. The Strater was the gleaming center of the mining and railroad boomtown of Durango in the late 1800s, but as the town's frontier glory days faded into history, the hotel was losing its luster as well, until the Barker family took over. Long story short, instead of trying to keep up with the times, the Barkers went back in time, recreating what this place had been in its heyday while including everything you'd expect in a modern hotel. Fun place to visit.
The thing that I love most about this business is seeing the gleam in people's eye when they come here and they see a hotel with magical little things all over it, and for them to feel like they're somewhere special. That's the most important thing that we all have in this business, is to produce that for somebody.
So this is our fine dining restaurant. They are setting up for dinner tonight.
You'll see the touch of the late master woodworker Charles Schumacher, whose creativity restored much of the property. Antique collectibles are on display, and every room is richly appointed with period furnishing.
The idea is to be back in that era.
Louis wrote a great number of his books here, the Sackett series.
Louis L'Amour spent summers in room 222, where he wrote many of his famous Western novels.
He always had a huge reference library. I was a bellman then, and I remember hauling those books upstairs.
John Kennedy gave a campaign speech at the Strater in 1960, and Will Rogers once carved his name on an elevator wall that has long since been replaced.
We have so many stories, and that's part of the magic that we love sharing with people that come here.
And for more than 130 years, the Strater has endured the ups and downs of Durango.
Winter in Durango back in the 60s, even the 70s, was just a dismal thing.
As it evolved from its frontier beginnings to the Western tourist mecca it is today.
The visitor that sees Durango today will see a vibrant little town, and what they don't see is what it took to get there, and this hotel was the center of it.
There's so much more to the story, but you can make history of your own and enjoy Durango's other charms when you step back in time at the Strater Hotel.